Hey, what up, guys? Talking to some people on Facebook, and I'm wondering, what should minimum wage actually be? Should it actually be only like $7, $8 an hour, or should it be like $14, $15 an hour? Because the average person here, especially in America, you cannot live comfortably on $8 an hour. And yes, I know the rebuttal. A lot of you guys in the comment section below are going to... Well, what happens if you get out of college with your college degree and you cannot get a job in your field? And for the time being, you're going to have to get that minimum wage job just so you can survive. And me personally, $8 an hour or $9 an hour, you cannot live comfortably. You cannot have a nice car, a nice house, anything like that. You have to be at least making $14, $15 an hour to be comfortable. And honestly, if you're living in California or New York, $15 an hour is trash. I remember in California, the In-N-Out Burger, the burger joint, was actually saying they were paying their employees $12 an hour to start. I'm like, that's really nothing. That's only what? $1,600 a month after taxes? That's actually pretty garbage. I think the average person nowadays has to be making at least $2,500 a month to be somewhat comfortable. But for those people who think minimum wage jobs are not a career, it's like my uncle said, minimum wage jobs now in the United States, a lot of people, either their jobs field isn't around anymore, like a lot of factory jobs aren't around anymore, and a lot of people are going from factory work saying, well, I have to get a minimum wage job, and a minimum wage job should be in the United States.
NYC, according to Cost of Living, Start Class, Nassau, Suffolk, NY Metro number 1. Although NYC doesn't top the list of most expensive places to live in the U.S., another metro in New York, Nassau, Suffolk, does. With an overall index of 155, Nassau, Suffolk is 55% more expensive than the average U.S. city.
Nice apartment for under $700, $800. And you're telling me, the people who are up in arms, you shouldn't pay your employees $15 an hour for working at McDonald's because flipping a burger doesn't require that. Well, put it this way. Imagine if your job right now, whatever you're doing, fires your ass and you were required to get a job. Try to get a job, and the only thing you can get is McDonald's. Would you say, well, $7.50 can afford my house, my car, and my bills? No, you'd be like, I need $15 an hour at least. Right here at the bottom, guys, it says, as of May 2015, the average apartment went from within 10 miles of San Francisco, California is $3,803. A one-bedroom apartment in San Francisco for rent went for $3,213 a month. On average, two-bedroom apartments are $4,300. And that's just in San Francisco. Not saying every city in America is that expensive, but that, could you live on $8 minimum wage? Yeah, right. And at the end of the day, I can understand why these people who are making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're like, well, minimum wage, you shouldn't even worry about that. That's not a lot of money. You shouldn't even care. Because they're making so much money, they don't know the struggle. A normal person like me and you probably are like, yeah, I need at least $15 an hour to at least make a decent amount of wage. So at the end of the day, do you think the minimum wage here in the United States should be at least $15 US? And if you're living somewhere outside the country, let me know what your minimum wage is. Is it really high or really low? And it says, as of June 2015, the average apartment within 10 miles of Jacksonville, Florida was $1,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. In Jacksonville, rent from $800, because you can find okay apartments where I live for around $600 to about $1,000. That you can find decent apartments for that amount of money. But at the end of the day, when you're trying to find something, like right here, it's telling you all the different prices. At the end of the day, you cannot live on minimum wage and feel comfortable and live comfortable, especially if you have kids. You're not going to want to work 2-3 jobs just to live comfortably and be like, hey, do you ever see your kids? No, I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, working until 5 at night, then going to my next job and working from like 6 at night, till midnight, and I'm doing it all over again, and I'm getting paid $8 at one job, and I'm getting paid $9 at the other job. So now I'm making about $17 an hour, but I have to use 2 or 3 jobs to do it. That to me is not reliable, because yes, it's possible you guys can do that for a couple of months, but eventually you're going to burn yourself out. I had a friend recently do that, and she was like, well, I do 2 jobs. One, I'm getting like, I think she was getting like minimum wage. She was getting like maybe $10 at one job, and the other job was like $18 an hour. And she's like, well, I'm only doing the other job for extra money. And she said she was getting an average of $700 US every month. That was just play money. She could put it away, save it, do whatever she wanted with it. And at the end of the day, she finally came out and goes, dude, I have no social life. Dude, I have no, I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. I haven't been out and done anything for months. And I was like, yeah, you burned yourself out. And she was pretty much like, yeah. I was like, how much were you working? She was like 60 to 70 hours a week. And that was because she was getting up at like 7 in the morning, going to a regular job, getting home at like 12 o'clock at night, and doing it all over. And then she finally got to the point, she's like, I can't do it anymore. And she quit one of her jobs, the lower paying job. But you see my point. You cannot live on minimum wage. And I think minimum wage here in America or here around the world should be at least $15 an hour. Minimum wage in the U.S. is not minimum wage. It's struggling wages. That's why Walmart now, I think, to start pass the bill for their company, they're going to start paying their employees at least $10 an hour. I would say that's okay to start out at $10 an hour at least, but don't start out at like $7.50, $9. You cannot live on that unless you're living in like a low budget, cheap apartment that is garbage, that you're not going to be satisfied with and you're not going to be proud of. At the end of the day, $15 should be the minimum wage, because yes, it's going to bring up the cost of some certain things, but like I showed you, from 1970 to 2011, that article I showed you guys, the minimum wage actually hasn't jumped that much. Like I said, my dad in 1969 making $2 an hour, and when I graduated high school in 2003, I was only making $7 an hour. So that means the minimum wage only went up $5 in that time, and the cost of living went up double that. So as always, thanks for watching. I just want to give you my opinion on minimum wage.